What if the future of the office is Mad Men? Well, it makes a change from talking about flex and hybrid, doesn't it? This week I spoke to Lydic, who's an international HR consultant, about his hypothesis that Mad Men could be an outcome from the pandemic.
There are lots of people who will die to go back to the city, and I call them the madmen type of people. I think that the post-COVID will have a funny side of it, that some people will want to go back to the full suit, full tie. They will want to have their brogue shoes again and forget the flip-flops. The same for women. Some women will want to be at the top, and I think life might go back to that old-fashioned style, and that's why I call it the madmen effect.
I love the visuals of that. I love the ideas of us wanting to dress up and the fashion and the big offices and the martini lunches. We'll come back to it as a thought. Also this week, DJ D-Sol, also known as David Solomon, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, has come out saying that working from home is an aberration and something that we need to correct as soon as possible. Look, if I was David and I'd just spent £1 billion on a London office with a gymnasium, a nursery and beds for people to sleep in, I'm guessing I'd probably feel the same way. Boris Johnson has jumped into the debate, of course, saying that the future of London and other great cities are going to be buzzing and lively and full of life. Oh God, it's all got so macho suddenly. How did this happen? First up, where's the data in this? Let's just step back for a minute. The latest research shows that 73% of information workers want to split their time between the work and the office, with a 2/3 tilt towards the office and 1/3 tilt at home. Women more likely to want to do a bit more time at home and more likely to want more flexibility. Perhaps no big surprise there. Only 7% want to go back to the office full time, which is going to be interesting if you're trying to attract talent. What are we trying to achieve here? Are we trying to go back to an idealised old normal, perhaps even a 1960s version of it? Or are we focused on our goals? Are we trying to attract and keep the best people? Are we focused on productivity and what working patterns work the best and get the best out of people and their best energy? Are we thinking about innovation, collaboration, or something else? Of course, it's going to depend on your sector and on your business. It's no surprise at all that John Lewis has come out with a blended model. We would expect that. It's very much on brand for them. What are the values that you want to underpin this? If you're focused on equality, if you're thinking about how to make the people who work in the office equal to the people at home, what kind of kit are you going to need? What kind of policies are you going to need? How are we going to make that work in practice? And that really comes to my underlying thought, which is let's stop with these big pronouncements and these dramatic macho predictions and let's try some stuff. This is new. This was a wild experiment. Things worked that we didn't expect to work and things were more difficult in some ways than people anticipated. So, let's try some different models and let's see what unintended consequences they have and see this as a 1 or 2 year project as we unravel a new way of working and allows us to have perhaps bigger and more interesting lives than we did before. Final thought on this subject comes from Simon Craven, who's a screenwriter, and I asked him about the Mad Men idea and he laughed and said, well, the thing about Mad Men is everybody remembers the amazing fashion, the beautiful offices, the martini lunches, but everybody forgets it's about inequality, it's about alcoholism, it's about deceit. So before we make these big pronouncements from the top, let's think first about the kind of world we all want to work in. Just before you go, loads of you signed up for the How to Look Better Than Everyone Else on Zoom cheat sheet last week. If you forgot to put your email into armstrongpartners.co.uk, you can do it in the next day or two and we will still send it out to you. Have a really good week. If I make it off this roof, I'll see you next Friday.